Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel with a new video, which I hope you'll like. Here's a look at the Jakks Pacific 2.5-inch Classic Metal Sonic. Now, I mainly wanted to do this video because of the overwhelmingly positive reception that my 2.5-inch Classic Sonic has had so far. Around 335 views. That is an ultimate record in this channel, and I just want to thank everyone who enjoyed that video, and please let me know in the comments if you like this Metal Sonic video, and I also recommend subscribing, because I'm also working on some other Sonic stuff, and even though my plan was not for Sonic to be a priority in the channel, I guess he'll have to be it now. So, again, I recommend, I invite you, okay, I invite you to subscribe if you're interested in the Sonic stuff. But enough with that auto promotion, let's take a look at the figure's packaging. So, here's Metal Sonic's packaging, and yeah, it's the exact same way as the Classic Sonic or any of these other 2.5-inch Classic figures. Again, you can see the way that the figure is meant to be strapped in there. In this case, I had to cut a part of the straps to get the figure out. And apart from that, the packaging is the exact same. Again, we get an image here of the wave. Okay, this is the only different part. So, Classic Metal Sonic Tails, who I also have. Motobug, who I don't have. Classic Knuckles, who I don't have, but I really want to have. And Classic Supersonic. A really awesome wave, but now that we took a look at the packaging, let's take a look at Metal Sonic. So, here is 2.5-inch Classic Metal Sonic. And this is a super awesome design to me. It's really interesting just to see also just like how Sonic has changed throughout the years, how Metal Sonic changed. And let's take a look at the paint job. Really well done with the piercing red eyes. Super awesome. The pointy nose. I really like the way that he looks. He looks super evil. And of course, one of Dr. Robotnik's greatest creations has the Tomy Metal Sonic figure set. Here's a look at the torso. I really like the way that they painted the turbine. I like the way that the arms also look. I really like how it really gives that mechanical look. Of course, it's Metal Sonic. I love how you can really tell that these are actual joints and not like a, how can I say this? Like, not like a real life form, since of course this is a robot. And I think that's also why I like Metal Sonic action figures, and why I think it's a lot better to have joints than stuff like bendy figures, because Jakks Pacific has also tried bendy figures. And though those are cool, to me Metal Sonic is one that should definitely only have joints, because he's a robot, he only moves so far. And here's a look at the back. You can see there the code for the figure. I guess that's the code they use for the factory. And you can also see that they painted the back of the turbine, which is something that the Tomy figure, which I don't have, but I have definitely seen, lacked. It's something that you'll only notice until you remove the figure from the packaging. So it's really awesome that Jakks Pacific took the extra route and painted that as well. But enough with the figure itself, let's take a look at the articulation, which is the exact same as Classic Sonic. Exact same articulation with all these 2.5-inch figures. The head rotates, no up and down. The arms can also move, but in this case, because of this piece, it's a bit harder to articulate them. But you can see there that how it works. I had to have Metal Sonic in that position. And the legs kick like this. Again, really awesome ball joint. And, well, there's not really much else to say about the articulation. You can get him into like a running pose, or like a flying pose, or like a propelled pose, like this. And that's it for articulation. Let's do some size comparisons. First off, the most important comparison, here is Classic Metal Sonic next to Classic Sonic. And this is really cool scaling, because Metal Sonic has always been taller than Sonic. And it's really cool just seeing how they're a very similar shade of blue, and they look super awesome next to each other. Here is Classic Metal Sonic next to his, I guess we could call him wave mate. Here we have him next to the 2.5-inch Classic Tails. And these were meant to be single-carded individually. Well, as for the Tails I have, he came in an accessory pack, which I might do a review later on. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in one of those Jakks Pacific 2.5-inch accessory packs. And here is Classic Metal Sonic next to his Sonic CD company, the other main new character introduced in Sonic CD, Amy Rose. And I just want to showcase this because, again, these two characters were practically born in the same game, so I thought it'd be cool to see their figures next to each other. Again, really nice scale. And now for some non-classic comparisons. Here is Classic Metal Sonic next to the modern 4-inch Sonic. And of course, this is not meant to be on scale with each other. This, in terms of Sonic next to Metal Sonic, of course, I'll need a 4-inch modern Metal Sonic. But overall, again, since the comparison to classic to modern, the scale works in that regard. And yeah, I'm definitely going to need a modern Metal Sonic. Here he is next to a future review that's coming up soon. It's the 4-inch modern Knuckles. And for some non-Sonic comparisons, here we have Classic Metal Sonic next to the Moose Toys, Bugs Bunny, and Lola Bunny, just to give you an idea on this scale. Again, never meant to be on scale with each other, but I do think that the range of the 2.5-inch classic Sonic figures to these other characters is pretty good scaling, even though that was never meant to happen. That's what we call a happy accident. Here is Classic Metal Sonic next to the Marvel Legends Star-Lord and She-Hulk, and sure, Metal Sonic looks super small in comparison to these two, but again, I think that's around the height that classic characters end up being, so I guess this is the height we could expect Classic Metal Sonic to be in comparison to these two human characters. And finally, here is Classic Metal Sonic next to a fellow robot, Optimus Prime. And so, to finish off here with the Jakks Pacific 2.5-inch Classic Metal Sonic, it's a pretty awesome interpretation of Classic Metal Sonic. Now, we don't have a 4-inch equivalent of this, so if you want a Classic Metal Sonic, this is your only good option now, so again, that's why I recommend if you want to collect classic characters, like collect the 2.5-inch ones, because sure, they have less articulation, but to me, it's much more a reference to the limitations of the technology back then when Sega did their own consoles. And overall, this is a fun figure. He's not the most posable, but of course this is something that will apply to all of the Jakks Pacific 2.5-inch Sonic figures. Exact same articulation as Sonic, looks very nice next to classic Sonic and all the other classic figures. And overall, he's a lot of fun, so I would recommend him. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you all again so much for watching the classic Sonic video. Again, I invite you to subscribe. I have some more Sonic stuff in the way, but that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.